I, 22F, feel like my boyfriend, 22M, fakes meltdowns to avoid doing things I want to do. Throw away because I have my boyfriend on my main Reddit account. We have been together for a year and a half now. We do not live together. I have my own apartment, and he's with his parents. For some reason I feel this is important. The incident that led me here happened yesterday. I told my boyfriend I wanted to see Wuthering Heights in theaters. I love Charlie XCX, and he knows that, and I wanted to see the movie she made a soundtrack for. Today there was a couple of showings at our local theater. I mentioned this over text yesterday, and he kept saying it's not up his alley, not something he wants to see. Doesn't understand the hype, saying he shouldn't have to be forced to do something he doesn't want to do. After I asked how it can be this bad, he did say he'd think on it more. I came over today to see if he had changed his mind any, because if he did, we needed to leave soon. He said he had felt off all day. It was 5-ish p.m., he never said anything about feeling off earlier that day, and that is usually something he'd bring up in conversation. I asked if this meant a no to the movie, and all of a sudden, he hides his head under his pillow and blankets, moaning and grunting, throwing a fit at noise, telling me to be quiet. This is not the first time he's done this. I never thought much into it. He has autism, and I try to be understanding. But this was so odd. And his past meltdowns, as I call it, have always been I say I want to go out to eat, even do something at home. At this point, I want to be understanding. But this seems too much of a coincidence. I love him, and I absolutely do not want to accuse him of lying or faking it. But I'm starting to question things. He never had a problem for the 2 metal concerts he went to with his friends, but can't go to see a movie in theaters? I do not have autism, so I guess I'm looking for the best way to have a conversation with him on this without undermining his feelings, but making sure mine are also understood/heard. I do not want to be the person to say, OMG he's faking it, because I know how that feels. I just am so lost right now. Too long did not read. I feel my boyfriend is faking meltdowns to avoid things I want to do, and I don't know how to have a conversation about it without undermining his feelings. My 8-year-old does something pretty similar when he doesn't get his way. You're dating an 8-year-old. You aren't compatible. You don't accept his no. He won't do things he doesn't like for you. How many times before a no is a no for you? Asking me that many times after I've said no is, we're fighting now territory. My 41M, wife 40F, had an argument that spiraled. How do we come back from it? My wife and had a big argument as a result of me expressing frustration that the house was untidy. I work full-time, and my wife is currently not working. She looks after our 4-year-old 2 days a week with the remaining 3 days in long day care. Our 7-year-old is in school, and she manages the drop-off and pick-up. The house tends to be in a mess, and I have expressed a desire to her to focus on it more, and last night I brought that up again. I didn't overtly say it. I was visibly annoyed, and she asked if it was because the house was messy, and I said yes. To be fair on her, it was a day she was looking after the 4-year-old. It escalated badly. She called me a pig and a C/unt, and that I want a 50s housewife. Not true. I contribute a lot to the running on the house. She said that I'm not her employee, and that she will use her time as she sees fit. I shut down as I tend to do in these situations, preferring to ruminate. What's most upsetting is she was out the back with the 2 kids, and she told them she hated me and she wanted a divorce. There has been a historical pattern of anger towards me and name-calling which I have brought up previously and I thought had resolved. I guess last night I upset her enough to see that again. I'm not sure what to do. I am obviously responsible for setting it off and could have approached a pretty routine husband/wife conversation with more tact, but I am deeply upset by the response, particularly what she said to the kids. What is the best way to apologize and explain how her words make me feel? I have a line that if my partner says they hate me and want a divorce, I will grant them that because some things cannot be taken back and hatred is one of them. Give her what she asked for. It already sounds like you guys are at a point of no return. She's telling your kids she hates you? That's pretty insane. Never mind the jabs and insults at you. My fiancé, M33, won't stop using my expensive hygiene products even when I buy him his own, F31. I have been sick about posting this because it would start an argument, but my fiancé and I have been together for 5 years, and we have young children together. We are financially stable, but on the low end of that, as he just started working full-time hours for the first time in our relationship. I work full-time from home, so I picked up the slack for a long time. Almost everything in the house is something I paid for, And that's okay with me. I don't ever use that against him. I just ask that he helps with the utility bills and food. In the beginning, sometimes if I had extra dollar at the end of the month, I'd buy myself something nice. Which, to me, is like a bottle of shampoo that costs more than $20. I know everyone's standards are different, but that's luxury to me. I grew up poor. He came from money. I truly think he sees everything as immediately replaceable, even though he is never the one to replace it. This has been an ongoing issue that I'm too afraid to really put my foot down for, if you would. It started when I moved him in with me. I had some expensive perfumes that I'd saved up for and would only use for special occasions. I would notice him walk past and spritz on himself every now and again, and I would gently approach it like this: "Did you run out of your exquisite? Don't spray too much. I've been saving that for a special occasion," or whatever. It never stopped him from using it, and before you know it, when I finally went to use my nice perfumes, they were literally almost empty. He used them all up within a few months. I wish I could say I was being dramatic or stretching the truth, but I'm not. I solved the issue by literally going almost 3 years without buying myself any nice products, because I knew I'd be sharing them with someone who has no sense of moderation when it comes to that. Well, recently I got a better paying position. So for the first time in a few years, I was able to splurge and order myself some things on Sephora. Things that I have had in my cart for months, a wish list of sorts. I also ordered him some stuff, nice stuff, just like my own, just not as much. That didn't deter him from using my new stuff as he pleased, even though he knows it bothers me. He has a way of making it sound like I'm being materialistic and cheap when I say please don't use that unless you're going to replace it. Well, yesterday he came in the room and grabbed my $40 leave-in conditioner and started spraying it all over his hair. Like I'm not kidding, 12-18 sprays. He has a buzz cut. A literal buzz cut. I have long, thick hair down to the middle of my back, and I don't even use that many sprays. It just seemed wasteful and rubbed me the wrong way. Like I said, I grew up poor. This stuff is luxury to me. I walked over to him and said, "Stop using that. You're going to leave a film on your hair. You aren't supposed to use that much." And of course he turned that into me being a cheap, miserable Scrooge who just can't share her things. It goes beyond my personal stuff. He uses baby wipes like they are a never-ending free supply. I don't even ask him to change the baby anymore because he will, I'm not kidding, use 15-20 wipes on one diaper change. I buy those too. I also buy all household cleaning and laundering supplies. I do the laundry by choice because I'm a bit OCD about laundry. But if he has to quick wash a jacket or something of his, he will pour the scent beads into the washer and use ridiculous amounts of Tide. Enough Tide to wash 3-4 regular loads. I have talked to him so many times about trying not to be so wasteful. It goes nowhere with him. I thought about hiding my stuff, but I don't want to live a life where I'm constantly hiding things in my own house. I guess I don't know what type of advice I'm expecting, and I am hoping this didn't come off wrong or petty, but I'm really annoyed with this ongoing issue. I don't know how to bring it up to him in ways I haven't already tried to approach. I feel like I'm going crazy. This guy is doing this intentionally to annoy you. I was iffy at him using women's perfume on the regular, but the leave-in conditioner sold that for me. He's being a dick on purpose. Dump his ass. Sounds like he's always been this way. So the real question is, why didn't you shut this down on day one? I, 26F, am dating a guy, 26M, who has been unemployed for months, but says every day he applies to jobs every day. What do you make of it? I've been dating my boyfriend for 6 months, and he's been unemployed for 7. When we first started dating, I didn't think much of it. I know the job market is rough, but now it's been 7 months. He moved back in with his parents after he left his job 7 months ago, so I'm the one paying for most things. He says he applies constantly and has had interviews, but nothing past a second round. I'm struggling because my experience has been very different. I've landed multiple full-time corporate jobs within weeks of applying. I don't know if I'm being naive, if he's not being fully honest about his effort, or if his field is genuinely this bad right now. He has years of experience in medical sales, which makes this even more confusing. My friends and family are concerned, and honestly, so am I. I'm just unsure what to think, or even do. Any personal experiences, advice, options, etc. are welcomed. Too long did not read, : Boyfriend has been unemployed for 7 months, lives with parents, says he's applying but can't get past second-round interviews. I'm covering expenses and don't know if the job market is truly this bad or if something else is going on. Don't live together or split bills until he has a proven track record of holding a job for a year. This will create a toxic co-dependent relationship. Be warned. Don't date an unemployed man. He needs to get a handle on survival versus a relationship. I went through the same with my fiancé. He was unemployed for quite a while. He's very shy and bad at interviews. He's employed now. It was beginning to cause problems for us.